Have you ever ignored a woman, thinking the distance would make her forget you, only for her to reappear with a completely different attitude? One moment, she's distant, acting indifferent, and the next, she's throwing subtle challenges your way, testing your patience, questioning your worth, or playing hard to get. Suddenly, you're left wondering, did I miscalculate? Did I lose her for good? But here's the truth. These tests aren't designed to punish you. They are her way of determining whether you are truly the man she fears losing. Women instinctively assess a man's emotional strength, and when you go no contact, their curiosity ignites. They want to know, are you the same person they once knew, or have you leveled up? If you react emotionally, chase validation, or seek reassurance, you fail the test. You confirm her doubts. But if you hold your ground, remain centered, and embody the calm, controlled presence of a Stoic, you shift the power dynamic in your favor. Today, we're diving deep into why women test men after no contact, how to respond with absolute confidence, and the Stoic mindset that makes you unshakable in the face of any challenge. Get ready, because once you master this, you'll never feel powerless in dating again. Number 1. Why women test men. Women's instinct to test men isn't arbitrary. It's rooted in evolutionary psychology. For thousands of years, women prioritized partners who could provide security and emotional stability, traits critical for survival and raising offspring. While modern relationships aren't about saber-toothed tigers or scarce resources, this primal wiring remains. Her subconscious mind uses tests to gauge whether you're a man who can stay calm under pressure or crumble at the first sign of conflict. After no contact, these tests intensify because your silence triggers a hidden fear in her. Was his confidence real, or was he just pretending? She's not playing games to hurt you. She's seeking proof that your absence wasn't a facade, but a reflection of genuine self-assurance. This is where Stoicism becomes your secret weapon. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Her behavior is outside your control, but your response isn't. Instead of dissecting her motives or scrambling to fix her mood, focus inward. When she tests you, say, by acting distant or provoking jealousy, your job isn't to convince her you're worthy. It's to embody unshakable calm, proving through actions, not words, that your confidence isn't a performance. Think of it like a job interview. She's the interviewer, but you're the one deciding if she deserves a seat at the table of your life. By mastering your reactions, you transform her tests into opportunities to showcase the traits she's wired to respect: resilience, self-control, and a mindset anchored in purpose, not panic. Number 2. No contact triggers her fear of loss. Here's the thing, brother. When you disappear during no contact, you're not just giving her space. You're flipping a primal switch in her mind. Humans are wired to crave what's scarce, and your absence suddenly makes you the prize she's no longer sure she can win. She starts questioning her own value. Was I not enough? Did he move on? That fear of loss isn't random. It's her subconscious trying to measure where she stands in your world. But here's where it gets tricky. To regain control, she'll test you. Maybe she'll act distant, drop a cryptic text, or flirt with someone else. All to gauge 2 things. 1. Does he still care enough to react? And 2. Is his confidence real? Or was the no contact just a bluff? See, women respect men who aren't rattled by uncertainty. If you panic or chase her validation, you confirm her fear that you're insecure, and she'll walk. But if you stay grounded, her tests backfire. Instead of seeing you as needy, she sees a man who's unshakable, even when she tries to provoke him. That's the Stoic edge. You don't let her anxiety dictate your worth. You let your calmness prove it. Number 3. Tests reveal your true character. Tests aren't just mind games. They're a mirror for your character. When she cancels plans last minute or throws a curveball your way, your reaction exposes your emotional maturity and self-worth. Let's break it down. If you respond with anger or desperation, "Why are you doing this to me?" You're signaling neediness. Like her approval is the oxygen you breathe. But if you stay indifferent, "No worries, let's reschedule," you project unshakable confidence. Why? Because you're not dependent on her actions for your peace of mind. This is where Stoicism kicks in. Your character isn't defined by her tests, but by how you choose to respond. Think of it this way: her canceling plans isn't about disrespect. It's a subconscious litmus test for your stability. That's why the 24-hour rule is critical. When emotions flare, pause for a full day before replying. Use that time to reflect, journal, or even hit the gym. By detaching from the heat of the moment, you'll respond with logic, not fear. Over time, this builds emotional discipline, a trait that doesn't just attract women, but transforms you into the kind of man who thrives regardless of external chaos. Remember, tests aren't punishments. They're opportunities to prove you're the grounded, mission-driven guy who's too focused on his own growth to sweat the small stuff. Number 4. Stoic Response Framework. The Stoic Response Framework is your blueprint for navigating emotional turbulence with unshakable resolve. At its core are 3 pillars: clarity, composure, and consistency. Clarity begins with understanding your values and intentions, knowing why you're pursuing a relationship and what you stand for. This self-awareness acts as an anchor, ensuring you don't lose yourself in her tests. Next, composure is about mastering emotional discipline. When she pushes your buttons, whether through silence, sarcasm, or sudden indifference, Stoicism teaches you to pause, detach from the heat of the moment, and respond rationally, not reactively. Think of it as mental armor. By channeling Marcus Aurelius's reminder that the best revenge is not to be like your enemy, you refuse to mirror chaos. Finally, consistency ties it all together. Your actions must align with your principles, regardless of her behavior. If you value respect, don't compromise it to appease her. If you prioritize growth, keep pursuing it even when she tests you. To reinforce this framework, practice negative visualization, a Stoic exercise where you confront the worst-case scenario head-on. Ask yourself, what if she walks away? What if this ends? Spoiler: you'll realize you're still standing. Life goes on, and your worth isn't tied to her approval. By mentally rehearsing loss, you strip fear of its power and cultivate resilience. Together, these tools transform her tests from obstacles into opportunities to prove, not just to her but to yourself, that your confidence is rooted in something deeper than fleeting validation. Number 5. Never chase validation. When a woman tests you with comments like, "You didn't even miss me," she's probing for insecurity, a hidden invitation to see if you'll scramble for her approval. This is where most men fail. They panic, over-explain, or worse, plead, "Of course I missed you," handing her all the power. Here's the Stoic fix: respond with playful indifference. A reply like, "I missed my coffee maker more, but you're a close second," does 2 things. First, it disarms her test with humor, showing you're emotionally grounded. Second, it subtly communicates that your sense of worth isn't tied to her validation. The deeper lesson? Let your actions, not her words, define your value. Stoicism teaches that external opinions are irrelevant to your inner confidence. Epictetus famously said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses, but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone.'" Chasing verbal reassurance, "Do you still like me?" screams neediness while focusing on your purpose. Hitting the gym, building your career, or even brewing that coffee proves you're a man who validates himself. Women are drawn to this quiet, unshakable self-assurance because it mirrors the stability they crave. Remember, Every time you let her words dictate your worth, you hand her the reins. Instead, anchor yourself in action. You decide your value. Her tests become irrelevant when you're too busy living by your own code. Number 6. The power of strategic silence explained. When she tests you after no contact, your instinct might be to react immediately, to defend yourself, explain your actions, or even lash out. But here's where Stoic discipline separates the confident man from the reactive one. Strategic silence isn't about ignoring her. It's about leveraging time and emotional control to reset the power dynamic. By pausing, whether for minutes, hours, or even a day, you accomplish two critical things. First, you avoid handing her the emotional ammunition she's unconsciously seeking, like neediness or insecurity. Second, you force her to sit with the uncertainty of your response, which paradoxically amplifies your value in her mind. Think of it like this. When you say, "I need to think about that," instead of scrambling to reply, you're not just buying time. You're demonstrating that her test doesn't rattle you. This subtle shift signals that your peace of mind isn't contingent on her approval, a core tenet of Stoicism. Women are hyper-attuned to emotional consistency. By staying composed, you prove you're a man who can't be manipulated by fleeting drama. Remember, her anxiety during this silence isn't your problem to fix. It's her subconscious asking, is he really as unshakable as he seems? Let that question linger. Every second you wait strengthens your position, reframing you as the grounded, intentional man she's worried she'll lose. In a world of impulsive texts and knee-jerk reactions, strategic silence isn't just a tactic, it's mastery of self. Number 7. How to reframe tests as opportunities. Let's get one thing straight. Her tests aren't sabotage, they're your secret weapon for growth. Think of every challenge she throws your way as a mental gym where you're building emotional resilience. When she pushes your buttons, she's handing you a mirror to see how much you truly value your own peace. The Stoics called this the obstacle is the way, meaning every friction point is a chance to practice indifference to external chaos. Instead of spiraling over her mixed signals, ask yourself, what's this teaching me about my triggers? Where am I still seeking her approval? That's where the Stoic exercise comes in. Grab a journal and document every test she throws at you. Write down what happened, how you reacted, and whether that reaction aligned with your values. Over time, you'll spot patterns. Maybe you rush to over-explain when she's distant, or you get defensive when she critiques your choices. This isn't about judging yourself. It's about curating evidence of your progress. The guy who journals these moments stops seeing tests as threats and starts seeing them as feedback loops. You'll realize that staying unfazed isn't about winning her over. It's about proving to yourself that no one's opinions can derail your mission. The more you reframe these moments, the more you'll attract women who respect your boundaries, because confidence isn't something you fake, it's something you build, one test at a time. Number 8. Fully explained insight. Build irresistible value. Women aren't drawn to men who chase them. They're magnetized to men who are obsessed with their purpose. Think about it. When you're laser-focused on your mission, whether it's building a business, mastering a craft, or leveling up your fitness, you radiate a quiet confidence that's impossible to fake. This isn't about arrogance. It's about self-respect. Stoicism teaches that true worth comes from living virtuously, and nothing is more virtuous than dedicating yourself to growth. When you prioritize your goals, you subcommunicate, "My life is full, with or without you." A message that flips the script from neediness to leadership. That's why the action step is non-negotiable. Spend 1 hour daily on a skill or passion that excites you. Why? Because confidence isn't a mindset hack. It's earned through visible progress. Every rep, every draft, every small win rewires your brain to see yourself as a man of action. And when she sees you relentlessly pursuing your purpose, her tests lose power. Suddenly, She's wondering how to earn a spot in your world, not the other way around. Remember, obsession with your mission isn't selfish. It's the ultimate act of self-love and the secret to becoming irresistible. Number 9. When to walk away. Let's get real, brother. Not every test is worth passing. If her behavior crosses into toxicity, constant manipulation, blatant disrespect, or games designed to chip away at your self-worth, it's time to walk. This isn't about losing her. It's about winning back your peace. Stoicism teaches a more fatty, loving your fate, even the hard parts. If she leaves because you refuse to tolerate disrespect, that outcome was meant to serve your growth. Think of it like this. A woman who thrives on chaos will never align with a man committed to his mission. Use this as a litmus test. Journal the red flags, reflect on your non-negotiables, and ask yourself, does this relationship make me stronger or smaller? Walking away isn't weakness. It's the ultimate display of Stoic strength. You're choosing self-respect over temporary validation, and that's how you build a life where the right people stay. Remember, you don't lose someone who doesn't value you. You free up space for what's meant to be. Conclusion. This closing call to action is strategically designed to foster community, accountability, and growth while reinforcing the video's core themes of Stoicism and self-mastery. By prompting viewers to comment Stoic mode, you're creating a tribal signal, a simple yet powerful way for men to publicly commit to leveling up their mindset. This phrase acts as a badge of honor, inviting viewers to join a community of like-minded individuals who value emotional discipline over reactivity. Asking them to smash the like button injects urgency and enthusiasm, framing support as a proactive step, not a passive gesture. While tying the subscribe to letting fear control your relationships directly links channel growth to the viewer's personal transformation, making subscription feel like a milestone in their journey, not just a click. The final nudge to share with a buddy leverages social proof and camaraderie. Men are more likely to engage with content recommended by peers, and positioning the viewer as a guide to someone stuck in the no-contact roller coaster empowers them to reinforce their own learning by teaching others. The closing line, "Confidence isn't loud, it's unbreakable," serves as a mic drop moment, distilling Stoic philosophy into a memorable mantra that lingers long after the video ends. Every element of this CTA is intentional. It builds loyalty through identity, Stoic mode, rewards action, liking/subscribing, expands reach, sharing, and leaves viewers with a resonant, repeatable truth that anchors the lesson in their daily lives.